The Tush Push survived. So the Green Bay Packers submitted a proposal to the NFL to ban the play. They needed 24 out of 32 teams to vote in favor um, of them to outlaw the Tush Push. And votes came in today. They were so close. It was so close. The Tush Push was so close to being banned. It was 22 teams. Instead of 24. So 22 teams voted, to ban the Tush Push. 10 teams voted to keep the Tush Push. I'm going to list these 10 teams. So, of course, the Eagles, got the Ravens, the Browns, Lions, Jags, Dolphins, Patriots, Saints, Jets, and Titans. Those are the 10 teams, according to Adam Schefter, that have voted to keep the Tush Push. Now, I read a Yahoo article in regards to the success rate of the Tush Push. Of course, that play is linked to the Eagles. Over the past 3 or 4 years, they've pretty much dialed in on that play. They've made it a part of their offense when it comes to gaining those short yardage situations on the 1 yard line, goal line situations, trying to pick up a first down, and things of that nature. So heavily linked to the Philadelphia Eagles. And in that Yahoo article, over the past 3 years, the Eagles and the Bills have ran the Tush Push more than any other team in the league. And they have a success rate of 87%. I'm assuming it didn't give other information, but I'm assuming that's just gaining positive yardage. So 87% over the last 3 years with Tush Push, of a success rate of 87% with the Eagles and the Bills. The rest of the league over those 3 years, 71% success rate. So that just shows you, who is executing it better, right? And once the news dropped, the Eagles kind of went, the Eagles, of course, their social media team, they went kind of crazy, man. They posted this. They posted a picture. I believe the caption was like "push on the photo of them lining up to do the Tush Push against the Green Bay Packers. Of course, Green Bay is is the team that proposed the ban. And then they posted a YouTube video, 26 minutes of the Tush Push. So, you know, folks in Philly are happy. The Eagles organization, they're happy that, they get to continue to, run this play. And there's been a bunch of updates on X, Bleach Report, ESPN, that Jason Kelsey and the owner, they were there, lobbying, trying to, talk to other guys, making sure like, hey man, we got to keep this play. So I found that interesting, man. But still, when you look at the numbers, 22 teams voted against it. So it's still the majority of teams in the league don't want to have that play. They want to outlaw that play. And my thoughts. So my thoughts on that. I'll say this as a fantasy football owner of Saquon Barkley this past season. I felt like my team would have been way better if the Tush Push was outlawed. But that's neither here nor there. But on a serious note, I think that when it comes to the Tush Push, now that it's clear that I don't think it's going to leave anytime. So I'm not sure how the proposals work. Like, can another team try to propose to ban it next off season? I'm not sure how how that window works. Like, do they have to wait a few years on the same exact proposal? So we'll see. But now that it's here, well, it's here to stay, I should say, for the foreseeable future. I think the referees have to do a better job of, really enforcing the neutral zone. They really have to key in on the neutral zone when it comes to, the teams lining up to do the tush push. And also, one thing, if you remember, Frankie Louisville in the NFC Championship, I believe, with the Commanders, he jumped over the pile about what 3 times in a row, um, as the Eagles were lining up to do the tush push. Uh, I would think, and I think that he was sending a message, man. He was jumping over the pile. He got a couple hits on Jalen Hurts, um, as the team was lining up to do tush push. I think that's going to happen more often. I think guys are going to be jumping over, you know, w- 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 trying to send a message, encroachment, right? They'll just disguise it as encroachment, but really they're trying to get a hit on the quarterback. Like, hey, you run this play, I'm going to jump early and I'm going to hit you, right? So I think we're going to see. I think Frankie Louisville kind of set. He kind of set the bar right there in terms of guys, defenders, defensive players sending messages, to those teams that choose to do the tush push in those situations. And also, one thing I thought of, the the Buccaneers, they signed a kid, I believe from Florida. He's about 400 plus pounds. If I'm not mistaken, there's a kid, defensive a nose tackle or a defensive tackle from Florida. He's like 400 plus pounds. Are we going to see teams, you know, sign guys specifically to clog up space, to stop the tush push? That's like, will guys be signed for the sole purpose to stop the tush push? And of course, quarterback sneaks and all that good stuff comes with it. But it'll be interesting to see. The tush push is here to stay. So defensive coordinators, defensive lineman coach, we'll see how they scheme up things to try to, you know, stop this play, because it's been so successful by, the Eagles specifically, and then the Bills have been had success as well. But when you think of the tush push, it's the Philadelphia Eagles. It's the Philadelphia Eagles. Now we'll see what happens in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think the tush push should have been banned? Are you in favor of the tush push? In the comments, let me know.